We'll start the intro song once it's fully live. We are live now. We're starting the intro music now. Hello and welcome to Drop Your Buffs. Recap episode 2 with me and Jerry. Yep.
Yo, what's up? Alright, what's up?
Yep,
That was a wonderful intro.
we're just rocking that intro theme real quick. Then we'll get started. So we'll do a quick introduction. My name is Simwar from Minecraft Survivor Season 4 How Long? And this is Jerry from Minecraft Survivor
Minecraft
Season 2.
Survivor.
What's the season name?
Mount Roraima, I
yeah,
think.
Romana. Yeah, Romana thing. I don't know. So, all right. And we will get started.
Alright, so we're gonna give it a moment.
Let some people roll in real quick.
Alright, so before we get started, I guess we can kinda get a general idea. Sinwar, we can talk about episode 1 for a quick moment, I guess.
Alright.
Since we were not able to cover that one for who knows what reasons. So my look from season 1 was that there was a lot of it was fine in a sense of we were trying to get a look of all three tribes because I know three tribes is hard to get to see everyone.
Absolutely.
I felt like Beauty was a little the least of the three that I kind of noticed. Braun, I really liked Braun at the start of episode 1 for sure. What did you think?
I'm kind of on the same boat as you. For me, a little bit, Braun was more just getting to know each other, which is good for them. Instead of just jumping right into the gameplay.
Exactly.
So overall, I think it's a solid episode for what it is.
Yeah.
For Brain Tribe, let's go with Colin. Let's talk about Colin real quick.
Yes, Colin.
I think he pretty well overplayed a little bit. Everyone else on the tribe didn't really wanna. They were playing it smart, which is good for them.
Right.
But I believe that it's kind of the same with Guy from season 4 when I played. He overplayed.
Yep.
He was kind of trying to be a little bit stand out a little bit more. But it was a little bit too early on.
Right.
That's why Guy got sent home for the same reason as Colin, and I think he should have played his cards more correctly. I don't think he was. I think he was just overall excited to play. Just the fact that he was one that was casted to play in the season. It's a big opportunity for him, and I believe it is for everyone else that do play in Chris's series.
I mean, no one wants to do terribly. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants to make a name for themselves, and it's hard to actually do it. I mean, but I think a lot of people, some people pull it off, some people don't, and at the end of the day, it's just the game. And Colin really did come out swinging, and I really like that as a viewer more than as a player. No, as a viewer, I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just how I just kind of thought Colin was very fun. I'm very happy he got on, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
But, sometimes if the people that play hard too quick just go home kind of early, it's just how it is.
It is how it is. It happens. It happens all the time. And with, like I said, everyone's excited to play. But I feel like before he got on the show, he was just thinking about possibly how much he really wanted to play, and he wasn't really thinking about what he was going to do going into the game and how he was going to portray himself. So I don't know. It sucks to see him go, just because I think he's a nice guy and all, but game wise, I feel like it wasn't the best moves in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. So should we move on to episode 2, or do we have a little bit of stuff left for episode 1?
Yeah. So let's move on to episode 2.
All right.
Let's talk about Tribal for a quick second. So if you're actually here for some reason and have not watched the episode, go watch the episode. So
yeah, we'll give you 5 seconds to click out of this.
I'm about to spoil the episode. Sugar was voted out of the tribal councils. I know you actually have a past of knowing Sugar, so you? I was actually quite shocked that he went home.
Yeah, me too. He was the guy who I wanted to win the season. It sucks that he went home, but I think there were a little bit of some mistakes that he might have made. That he could have done this to have a better shot at staying, but you know, like he's overall a nice guy and he was genuine for his tribe, but there's a certain point in the that you have to learn to for this game where you can't be 100% honest with everyone.
Right.
And I feel like that was his downfall because the people on his tribe, more importantly Duke, he caught on to what he was doing, and it might have sounded a little bit too honest for him. That I believe that's what he said in one of his confessionals. But
I do want to throw in that I want to give a little bit of props to Duke in this episode because I thought he had a very good all-around episode.
Oh, absolutely.
Today, he called out Sugar. I don't trust Sugar. Let's take him out. Does it for one? Has the idol that he knows about with Oxy, which I do want to get into more later about that decision.
Yeah.
Because I do want to throw something by you. The one person I'm not too sure about was Oxy, because it seemed like I thought he was actually going to vote out Teemo this episode. It really.
Oh yeah, me too.
I hope it's explained at a later point.
Absolutely, that's what I'm waiting for.
It caught me off guard.
Yep, and I believe there is a possibility we could see more into what happened this tribal, and how the outcome could affect who is his closest ally? Sugar. Who voted with him?
Who voted with Sugar? I believe it was Peter.
Peter? Okay. So I'm really interested to see how Peter adapts with Sugar, his closest ally, being gone.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm a big fan of Peter after this episode.
Oh, I am too.
I liked him a lot in the preseason because the way he speaks so confidently, and I think he was just kind of on the same fence as Sugar for why he voted with Sugar, because I guess he got the same vibe of those two being a little shady, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not really. Yeah. But I really like Peter. He's one of the few that I'm very high on him after this. I hope he recovers because he's very entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I can see a little bit of social game going along with his game, and I believe he can work. He has the potential of making good alliances. His social game can keep on growing, and he's a physical player. He's on the Braun tribe. He has the potential to have a really strong game, and that's something to look forward to. Looking down the episodes and see how far he can get.
Right. I think the entire Braun group is very, very well casted.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
All 5 of them bring something different. Compare and like Teemo, and I heard a lot from Teemo, but looking at someone like we've mentioned Peter, we've mentioned Duke. Who are we leaving out? Sugar was. He was very engaging. It was sad. You were sad. I'm quite disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
To go. I remember seeing. I believe it was Ozzy Rosalina said that he was robbed, and there was a Mercury Paradox. I believe that's correct. Said he was robbed as well. So a lot of Sugar love out there.
Yeah, absolutely. He has his own fan base going on out of the game. He has his own YouTube channel with a lot of subscribers, and he's been on YouTube for like well over two years, maybe 3, and he's been in contact with a lot of big YouTubers, being in the whole UHC situation where what he does. I'm not 100% sure all about it, but I know for me, I've been a huge fan of him for a long time, and I've watched a lot of his videos. So I was glad to see him casted, and hopefully we see more of him. Maybe in a future season if it happens, but. Yeah.
I actually see Bobby the Turtle here is saying that he played a game with Sugar where he got late, and he says he's a very strong player. So it's a very big shame to see him go. But somebody had to go home. Anyone from that Braun tribe, I would have been kind of upset to see go home.
Me too.
Yeah. So let's transition into the Brains tribe. We didn't see a lot from the Brains tribe, excluding their portion outside of, after the tribal council. From that, I kind of got like Brady was just really trying to just sell that he wasn't with Colin. It was just him dragging him to calls. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure really what to think about it. It's kind of a weird situation to be in, and I feel like it was kind of forced, almost. Yeah. So,
I mean, that's a tough spot to be in, especially if someone's bringing you consistently into chats and things. Because I know we both have experience from playing that when someone goes into a chat first,
yep.
Usually everyone gets kind of skeptical and everyone starts assuming. So we didn't really have a lot for my season at the very start. It was just like 2 separate calls and that was it. I don't know exactly how it worked for you and how long, but was it kind of the same way?
Oh yeah, 1000%. With going into like different calls and such, I'll bring up back with Guy. He started strategizing way too early. He was bringing people into calls, and it left me, Happy, and Brady, all wondering, what do we do? This guy is, no pun intended. This guy is bringing people into calls. He brought me and Brady into a call with Sophie and Andre, I believe, and he said his biggest mistake was saying, "Oh yeah, let's have a Final Four," when there were 5 of us in the call. He didn't know there was a 5th person in here. So I don't know. It's weird. It happens, but what are you gonna do? It happens sometimes.
Yeah. It's hard at the start of the game, especially in this scenario with the 5 people in each tribe. That's really hard to kind of get your footing that quickly, especially if you're going to the first or second tribal. Because Beauty's just been able to just kind of coast for a little bit these first 2 tribals.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not seen a lot from Beauty.
Not really.
But the star so far of Beauty, in my opinion, is Casey.
Absolutely.
I don't know,
Casey, I love Casey. Even though it doesn't seem like she knows what she's really doing. She's a really entertaining person to watch, and I really hope she goes far.
It's interesting for the fact that she's entertaining. Like, I don't think she doesn't have a clue what the hell is happening, and it's not even like she doesn't know what's happening in the game. She just doesn't care. It doesn't seem like she's just doing her own thing, and
she's doing her own thing.
Enjoy that.
Yeah. It's
the most honest and genuine I've seen someone.
It is
from the series.
Which it could cost her though, definitely. Just because how Sugar got voted out. He was just being honest, and that's what Casey doing. That's what Casey is doing right now. So that could bite her in the butt, going into tribals if she does end up going into tribal, before merge. So
yeah, and I really hope she sticks around a while because it would be so much fun to just watch her play the game.
I love her confessionals so much.
I do too. The freaking McFlurry gets me every time.
The McFlurry.
Okay. Going over the rest of the Beauty, we have. Let me see here. A few other people, though. The one that I've seen the second most around is Sting.
Oh yeah.
He's had a few just instances of him talking. He's had a confessional, which really I really liked of him saying, everyone on this tribe likes anime except for me. It is not, so I'm different. That's it was just I don't exactly know it obviously, but I loved it. It was funny to me. And we have Jason, Aura, and Andrew. Andrew's been I believe he's had a confessional each tribal.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
And he is another YouTuber just like Sugar.
Right.
I'm sure everyone knows who he is. He does Minecraft, Big Brother Minecrafts.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's on his sixth series,
Yeah.
sixth season,
He's
and
he's.
yeah,
I
I
don't know
feel like
how
he's a well-known player. So
if the thing I've noticed about him is kind of like how I addressed with Peter is like he seems to speak kind of pretty confidently compared to a lot, not compared to, but he's just very confident speaker. He just says things and just rolls with it. That was something I like about Peter. I do like that about Andrew as well. But I think he is the oldest person on that tribe.
oh
Beauty's
yeah,
very him or Casey, I believe, are the oldest. Not
uh-huh.
positive on ages.
I'm not
So
100% sure. I'm gonna quickly check. He's 18. Andrew is, and
Casey's 18.
Casey's
Um,
18. Yeah, the two oldest.
okay.
Um, I feel
Uh,
like we could possibly see, hopefully, we see like this alliance going where they both stick together. Maybe I feel like personally for me, I'd really enjoy if they stuck together, Casey and Andrew. I feel like that'd be an exciting and entertaining alliance to
right.
watch,
Yeah.
and hopefully that happens. That's just what I believe is a really entertaining alliance to watch going into the rest of the season. But if it doesn't
Mhm.
happen, so be it. We'll see what happens.
Right. It's really hard to gauge a lot of the beauty tribe because we haven't seen them. Like we haven't seen any strategy talk. We haven't really seen a lot.
Not a whole lot.
So yeah. So I think that's more of a wait and see thing until there's a swap or until they go to tribal. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see what happens with them.
Uh-huh.
Going on. Gameplay this episode. I wanted to talk about was Duke involving the signs, which we haven't
Yeah.
seen before.
We
in the
haven't really.
series. Yeah.
I think it's the first ever history making
Yeah.
Duke. Congratulations. He has been talking with Oxy or
Yep.
Matt Oxy. I don't know. Same name, same person. I mean, but Duke found Oxy looking for the idol, and he saw him take
Right.
it. So I feel like Oxy was kind of forced into
Yeah.
working with Duke. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it would be in Duke's best. It'd be the best opportunity is to use that to his advantage, and I believe that's what he's gonna do for the long run. He's gonna not really blackmail, but keep that thought in Oxy's mind that hey, I know you have the idol. If you betray me, I will call you out on it. That you do have one.
I actually wanted to. This is something I actually wanted to talk about. I thought there was a conversation that I saw between Oxy, Sugar, and Peter. Do you think it would have been a good play if Oxy just cut and tried to vote out Duke that round and said, "Now no one knows about my idol"?
I believe that could have been one of his strongest decisions, but I know going out for me, it wasn't aired when Bayback got voted out. He said, "Congratulations, Seymour. I'm voting for you to win if you make it to the end." So Duke could have easily said, hey, just so you guys know, Oxy has the idol."
Yeah.
And I believe that's what Sugar did. He called out, or he said, "I know someone has the idol." So like, I don't know. It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was just thinking like long term. I mean, he could just say it, but could it always mean something?
It could.
Because it could just be an easy throw under the bus. Because I thought Oxy was in a very more of a swing spot this episode compared to really anyone else. I don't know how you felt about it, but
I think he got put in the perfect position in the game, and I think Sugar believed he was he was a swing vote at that tribal, in one of his confessionals. He said, yeah, which ultimately costed him because he didn't really. I don't think he really felt like he really had to do a whole lot of strategy into that. I think he felt, oh yeah, I'm in the middle. I'll just sit and see where I vote, which I think he said for the final statements for before they went to vote. He said, "I'm gonna vote, which can help me in the long run."
Right.
And little did he know, he wasn't in the middle. He had people who wanted him out. So I don't know.
Rusty actually brought up an interesting point. the cross tribal that Duke using the signs to talk to Casey as they were both sitting out. I forgot about that. That's something. Going back to the signs, we've never seen someone try to communicate like that, especially from the sit-out bench.
No. Oh yeah, with Casey. I felt like that was a really smart decision for him. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it was a really smart thing to do, and props to him for doing that. Trying to make alliances across the tribes with Casey at Beauty.
I don't know about you, but if I'm ever sitting out of a challenge, I just go do something else. Like I literally just leave, or I may watch and shit. Yeah, but most of the time I'm just like, okay, I'll take a break. I'll go use the bathroom. I'll go get food. I'll go just do something.
Yeah.
And so this I don't know if I can recognize a time. Foration is saying a time with you where you both found a shard at the same time or something?
Yes, we did. And it was the challenge where we had to go down the slide and do that word kind of puzzle. I don't know, blocks and numbers. And we both went to look for it, and we did some sort of low key thing. We kind of connected with that. We're like, oh yeah, we're both looking for the idol. Want to work together on that? Like, yeah, sure.
Yep.
And it sucks that Foration got voted out before merge, because I truly believe me and him were both going to work together going into the merge, which could have been a really strong thing that happened. And it just overall sucks. But I don't know.
All right, so is there anything else about the tribes you want to discuss before we open it up to potential questions from the viewers that may want to ask anything that we can talk about that they may have seen, kind of like we've done?
Oh, there's one person from Brain who I want to talk about, which is JT. I'm in love with JT. He's playing a really good game. Just socially, he's not playing too hard. He's one to watch going into the rest of the series or the rest of the season. I'd be shocked if he went home pre-merge.
Yeah, the first episode was a very strong one for JT. I thought
absolutely,
and especially getting a vote. I mean, getting a vote that first tribal sucks. Trust me. So just knowing that someone's throwing your name out, it really gets to you. You just have to figure out what to do. He was cool. He was calm, and I really liked what I saw from JT.
Oh yeah, me too. And just from the little confessional that he had going into before the intro for episode 2, it really shows how smart of a player he is. I don't know what is he's on the Brain Tribe, and what is his occupation? Do you know?
I believe he fights robots or something.
Robots. I don't know if he makes them, but I believe he's a aerospace engineer. So he says he does make robots, and I think he makes them too. Which you have to be smart to know what you're doing to make those robots. So I think overall he is a really smart player, and I've what I know of him, I know he watches Survivor a lot, and he is what people say a super fan. So I think he knows what he's doing. He is an overall really smart player. I think he's probably one of the strongest people on that tribe physically. So he could either be on Brain or Braun, but I think he stands out more in the Brain situation. He has a really good social game. He doesn't have trouble talking to people.
Yep.
And he's one to watch for all the viewers out there.
Oh, totally. Okay. So I vote. Let's go into some questions from
rolling in some questions.
Our audience. Okay, we're gonna go top to bottom here. Rusty says, "Do you think a tribe swap will change the game?"
If it does happen, it could easily happen. It could screw someone over in a heartbeat.
I think it depends. It's 3 tribes, so we don't know if they're going to stay at 3. They're going to go to 2.
It could easily.
We don't know when they swap either. So it'll depend on how the numbers shake up, because it could be like 3 brains, a brawn, 2 beauties. I don't know.
It could. I don't know.
4 bronze and goes to 6 tribes. Yeah. Six tribes of two.
6 tribes of 2.
Yeah. So I think it's a big shake-up question. Aura asks, who is most likely to win and who is least likely to win?
Ooh, you first.
I'm gonna go to.
You want to go first?
Speaking from this episode alone, I think Duke was speaking very confidently. He got what he wanted, and he appears to have a lot of power in that brown tribe, the Braun tribe. So I think he's one to watch. We've discussed JT a lot. He seems to be very out there. He's playing hard. He got who he wanted to go. Things like that. I think those two would be my go-to right now. What do you think?
I don't think who you have said. I don't think they're gonna make it to the final 3. I feel like those are gonna be the top contenders going into the merge. Okay. That can easily be targeted, because it seems like who did you say? Duke, JT, and did you say some other person?
I just said those two.
Oh, I'm gonna go into Andrew too. I feel like he's kind of the leading a little bit of this tribe, just because of his persona, what people think of him, and his what he has outside of the game, like his YouTube channel. Yeah. He does a lot of camera work.
Right.
I feel like he's. I don't think he's trying to make himself the leader, but he's possibly being seen as one. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And the big thing is, like, being a leader, especially if it's known that you're kind of a leader going into the merge, that's a big thing to try to avoid, because you can become an easy target. So I do think that could easily happen for multiple people.
Absolutely.
The 3 we've mentioned, absolutely. They do appear to be, as of now, the leaders.
Mm-hmm. And who I do believe has the best shot at winning. I'm gonna take a swing at this, and I'm gonna go with Teemo. I think
I like that.
I think he's playing a smart game right now. He's not on the outs of the Braun tribe. He's in with Oxy and Duke, and he has a good social game. I believe he has the connections he can make. He could even if he's smart, it would in his best move for the pre-merge is to try to make a side alliance with Peter. Try to make him more comfortable in the tribe. Make him feel like he isn't gonna go home. But I don't know. He's a strong player. He's good he's good physically. He's good mentally, and he's good socially. He's playing smart enough that people don't really notice him as much.
That's what I was thinking. Like, he's very much still under the radar. I mean, that's a very good thing to be this early in the game. I mean, they're on day 5. You don't need to be out there and known as a player this early in the game. So I think I do agree with what you're saying. That's a very good thing to go.
Absolutely.
Go with. Yeah. I don't think I'm seeing anything else.
Should we go into who we think's not gonna win? That was the second. That was another part of that question.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, we can.
Who? Do you want to start?
It's really hard to gauge on episode 2, so I think we've not seen people we've not seen a lot from so far. I mean, we've not seen a lot from Joey. We haven't seen a lot from Aura, really.
Not really.
Those 2 at the moment are just 2 that I'm just thinking off the top of my head. We haven't heard from. We haven't seen much of. So, I'm not too.
It's hard. Exactly, it's hard to answer that question right now, but maybe in the further podcast, it'd be a good question to answer going into that. So I'd stay tuned and see and get our answers from that going into other podcasts later on.
Sooner or later, actually, just said talk about the Super Idol twist. I think that's something that could go back to the tribe swap thing when they swap and get brought up, because currently I believe only Oxy knows about this twist.
Yeah, he's the only person that found an idol so far.
Yeah, because I know Duke knows about his idol, but I'm not sure if it was shared between the 2 that they could combine them. So that's a very interesting thing we're going to see at some point. I hope we get to see a Super Idol or some kind of idol play this season that could change the game, because this series hasn't had a lot of luck with idols.
Yeah, not really so far, but it's only episode 2. We still have a lot of episodes to go, so we could easily find some more people finding idols, and
yeah,
it's going to be exciting to watch going down for more episodes. But overall, I think it's a great idea to have a super idol. We have 3 tribes. It makes more opportunities for people to try to connect with people in case they do have an idol or not.
Right.
And if 2 people meet up, or if one person finds 2 idols, look at that opportunity. You have a super idol for yourself, and no one possibly might not know about it.
Right.
So it's exciting to watch, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So move on to Ara, who's now asking, do you think there will be a successful idol play without the super idol? I believe at some point. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna believe until I don't have to believe anymore, I guess. But I think has to be one eventually.
There could easily be one. I don't think that it. I don't know what to think, honestly. I think that if it happens because the person doesn't have a chance or doesn't find the idol, and they know that they have a chance of going home, and they don't want to risk going home with an idol. Which is I think it's smart, but also at the same time, if someone does have 2 idols, and they're like, oh yeah, it's one of these 2. Why don't I just play my idols on both these people instead of just playing a super idol? So it's gonna be interesting to see. There's a lot of opportunities for it to happen, but I hope it does happen, because we've never had a successful idol play, not counting the super idols. But I think they're classified as 2 different things at this point, because I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Right. Okay, next question I see is Ozzy saying, who is our dark horse / low-key winner picks and why? Go ahead, Simar, you can go first if you want. I do have someone in mind for this.
I don't know. I think Chief is one to really look out for. For right now, he's been a low key playing low key. He's been playing smart. Right. We haven't really seen a whole lot of him as of right now, because Brain. I know they went to one tribal for the first episode. I think he's been playing it smart, getting rid of Colin, not trying to make some big moves going early, taking out JT, which who is a strong competitor. Yep. And I don't know. I think he has a good chance at winning the game if all the high key players do get taken out.
Right. There's someone else who I think is. I'm gonna go from I think I'm gonna go between. This is actually kind of tough. I'm gonna name 2 people actually. I think Cobalt has a very good shot to do some things in the game if he gets a chance. I just know once the players that get to a swap do, because it's really hard to kind of see everyone. 3 tribes, 1 tribe goes to tribal. So when it gets down to 2, I think we will see potentially a lot more character development from players. Another one I like is we've seen a few subtle moments from Sting. Where I believe he was throwing chickens into a coop, and then he had his little confessional that I mentioned earlier. So I think he could have a chance to go deep. Winning. I don't know. It's very evenly spread with the editing, so it could go a lot of ways. There's a lot going on. It's just hard with 3 tribes,
Absolutely. We have another question going from Andrew Yellow, or as we know from the series, Video Gamer, and he asks, "Who has the best chance from Beauty to win it all?"
That's an interesting question. We haven't seen a lot from Beauty. I think Casey at the moment is being shown the most, and that's a very bland answer, but she's been shown the most. So I do think she's speaking very fun. She seems very just kind of not uneasy, excuse me. Very I'm trying to think of the word. She's being shown, and she seems like someone that could say, "Look, I don't know what I'm doing. Just bring me along," type of thing, And that could very well be a great strategy to use if you don't know a lot about the game,
Absolutely. For my pick, I think if the winner is from Beauty Tribe,
Mm-hmm.
I think either Andrew or, as you said, Sting. Your opinion on Sting has really changed my mind. I think he has a really good chance at winning the game. Um,
I don't know about winning. I'm not saying I
I
think
don't
he
know
has a
about
great shot to
winning.
win,
I
but
think
I think
I think he's kind of the same position as Chief and Timo. He's been
okay.
he's he's playing a smart game for
Yep.
what he can do so far. He hasn't been to a tribal,
Yep.
but
Well, Timo
he
went to this episode's tribal, or are you talking
yeah.
about Sting?
I'm talking about
Yeah.
Sting.
I just think we've really not seen anything from Beauty, so it's kind of difficult to
Yeah.
pinpoint the candidates from that tribe, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
So that's more of a wait and see, I guess. I hope we get down to 2 tribes soon.
All right.
Okay. Nifty is asking, which tribe do you think will be the first to have all of its members voted out of the game?
Huh.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I think personally for me, it's gonna be either Brain or Brawn.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brain.
Brain?
I feel like there's a lot of players in that tribe who seem to be who could either be out there in the open like a JT,
Yeah.
or you could be very under the radar like a Chief or a who else? A Cobalt. So I'm gonna say Brain because a lot of people in the game, they're smart. They'll take out people they feel threatened by in different reasons.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure that. I will go Brain.
Brain?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna just go with either Brain or Brawn, just because I know people they have the two most most threatening personas for what tribe they are on. Brawn for they're Brawn tribe. They're physically capable of winning a challenge in or out the game. Like
Yep.
as in I don't know. I think that just their persona as a Brawn tribe, that's gonna be scary for either the Brain or Beauty tribe, or as saying the Brain tribe as they're more strategic and they are they can either be socially or strategically stronger, and that could be seen as a threatening way for Brawn or Beauty. So
Yep.
I think it's either one of those two, but if not, Beauty, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Question for you, actually, from me. Who do you think is going into the next episode? Who do you think is going to lose immunity if they stay the same?
That's a tough one. We haven't really seen a lot of people.
Yep.
Or we haven't seen a lot of episodes. We don't really know where everyone really stands physically.
Yep.
I know from the last 2 episodes, only Brain and Brawn has gone, but Beauty, they've stood quite strong as a tribe, physically, and I know I don't think they can sit out Casey again. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so, and I think apparently they all looked at Casey when they were told you gotta sit someone out, and they know that she's less capable of helping in challenges. So
right,
that could easily bring Beauty, but we don't know what type of challenge it's gonna be. It could be like a sumo match where you got to eliminate all the other players from a sumo match or points.
Yep.
So we don't know what's gonna happen, but it's across the board. It could be anyone really.
I'm gonna call my shot right now and say Brains, just for the sake of it. Yeah, Brains. Send him back.
Send him back.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
All right.
I think it's entertaining to see what happens. For Brain, Brawn, and Beauty. I hope we see at least one tribal for Beauty. I know we've seen one for Brawn. We've seen one for Brain. At least one would be nice, so we just know where everyone stands.
Okay, I like that. Let's take 1 or 2 more questions, and I think we'll wrap this up.
Right.
Colin has come on and said, "How would this episode differ if JT went home last episode?" I think Brain would have had a better chance at losing the immunity, just for the sake of JT was the caller, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it could have changed in that way to who called for them, because this one, I don't know if the edit is any indication. I don't think Joey's going to be speaking up and calling. No offense. It could have been, I guess, Cobalt. It could have been, I'm missing someone. Chief. So yeah, I mean, they could have, and so I think they could have potentially not gotten first in the challenge this time if they did. JT did go home. I think that try would have been a little bit more interesting in a sense of Colin being very all over the place, and you know what I mean, like kind of, I guess, scrambling a little bit. But I don't know if that would have continued if he managed to get the numbers for the first vote.
Yeah. I think that the game for the long easily it would have changed the whole season for the rest of the game, because as I've said before, JT is a really strong player, and I know he'd be devastated if he went home that early, because I know he does and still does have a lot of potential going forward, and I think it would have been nice to see Colin still, but JT at the same time. Just because Colin is a really entertaining player. He was entertaining for the first episode, as Jacob was in Ghost Island, or Guy was in and How Long. But
okay. Nifty said final question, and actually this is something I wanted to bring up at the very end. Can we expect guests in future episodes of the podcast?
We were talking about this before.
Yeah. So what we plan on doing would be, we want to bring someone else on every week if we can.
Yeah.
But we want people within the community or viewing that come out and view. We want to know who you guys want to see, and we'll try to reach out to them. If you yourself have played and would like to participate, let us know. We'll try to figure out some things. But
should we do you think we should make a kind of like not an application, but a little thing where they could say, who do you want to see going into another podcast?
Oh, okay, that'll be good for next week, actually.
Yeah. I'll put it in the description where and I'll post it in the Discord chat. I'll put the Discord in the description also, where if you're not in it already, you can join it and keep up with the series. You can talk to everyone else who has played, and the rest of the audience. So yeah.
Silmar, do you have anything else you would like to bring up that we haven't talked about?
This is I'll just talk about the podcast. This is the first of many. We hope we can do more seasons going down, and I'm gonna speak for me and Jerry as a whole. We're really glad for everyone who has showed up, and we hope we can get more of an audience going forward.
19 likes. That's a big. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys very much.
Chris says to rename it to 1 and 2 since we did discuss both.
Okay, Chris.
All right, whatever.
Man, fuck
okay.
That dude.
All right, so I just want to say thank you to everyone that has shown up, and thank you so much for your support. We hope to see you next Tuesday night, and we will have another episode for the MC Drop Your Buffs MC Survivor recap podcast.
All right, we'll see you guys in episode 3. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel. This isn't Jerry's, by the way. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next Tuesday, I believe, when the next episode 3 comes out.
Yep.
And all right, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Adios.